Hello, everybody.
Wow, he's saying hello. But yeah, welcome to the continuation to our wonderful episode 21 with our incredible guest, Chris E14. One more time for you, buddy. For you, brother.
Chris E14.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Toon Talker Special, a special edition of our show where we dive deeper into our guests' lives, career, their relationship with the music industry, opinions, as well as where they give you, our incredible viewers, their tips, opinions, and suggestions when it comes to all things music.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So we've had you already on the podcast listening to the music, but for those who unfortunately haven't watched the episode yet, do you want to quickly just introduce yourself again and what you do
Guys,
for work?
I'm so bad into introducing myself.
I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. I'm here.
Please,
Support is here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just the chill guy, you know.
He's the chill guy who makes good music for big artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like bumped into this music thing by accident, and now you're here. So
Well, yeah, but he's a very modest guy. But Chris is a great producer. Not only producer. It would be wrong to call him just a producer. Chris is obviously he produces a lot of music for different artists, big and small, and as well as he is finishing, as we talked about in the podcast episode. He's finishing the build of his own studio. All the information going to be down there. Absolutely go check out. I was there. Aleks was there. We absolutely recommend that place.
Lovely place.
Chris is also
Thank
doing a
you.
lot of vocal production. Chris is doing mixing and mastering as well.
yeah, I started to do like
Proper mastering. So, as well as if you need anything above mentioned, all the details going to be down there. But my first question, I personally know how you got into music music in general. I know that you don't have a particular music background before starting it.
kind of. I used
Kind
to
of.
play in the band
A
when I
little
was
bit.
like 12.
But
So,
What instrument?
what instrument did you
a
play?
bass.
Bass.
Cool.
But as how long you started making music? When was that? When was that?
When
7,
I
8 years?
started-
7, 8 years ago?
Nah, wait. So I started the music when I was like 21, 20. So it's like 7 years ago. Yeah.
7 years ago. So for those who are starting now or starting relatively fresh, what were the biggest issues or challenges or problems that you have faced when you just started, and what did you do to overcome those?
So I think my path was a bit different because I skipped the bedroom part.
Mm-hmm.
So I never did music at home and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I just like I used to be a bartender, right? And there is like a big Russian artist came in.
Yeah.
We had few drinks and stuff, and he started to like telling me how he started this music. I mean, everyone know this guy.
For
He's
those,
very-
yeah, if you are familiar, it was the Oxymoron
Yes.
as a great Russian rapper. Would that be
Yeah.
fair to call him like that?
Of course.
Yeah.
He's
Uh,
like I think is the biggest like of like.
He's
there is no
considered
more
like
really
he's
rappers,
considered like OG even
Yeah,
among all the
yeah,
hip hop guys. But yeah, for those who our viewers who know, but yeah, so started talking with
and then I just like I met a lot of his friends, like not particularly him, but his friends as well after, and they already had a studio.
Mhm.
So they were just calling me to hang up in the studio and
Mhm.
stuff, and I was sitting in the studio, and they was like asking me to, oh, can you press the record button?
Mhm.
You know, and I was like, sure, I can. Then I just started to do that and like start to post some stories, and people start to like asking, oh, can we come for record too? Like, okay, yeah, there's the price. Come, I will
Mhm.
record you. So I started as a record engineer. So I was
Okay,
just only
oh.
recording people
Fair, okay.
from the beginning. Then all those guys moved, someone to Ukraine, someone to Russia, someone to US. And I decided to open my own studio when I already had some client base. And the funny part is like for me, I wasn't good enough when I already started to work with kind of big artists. So that was the biggest struggle for me. So
Mhm.
I always have to like I don't had a chance to fail, you know. So when you just
Right.
start in your career,
Oh
like
yeah,
no one,
high pressure.
yeah, high pressure thing. Because when you just start and you're doing this in your bedroom, you don't care. You can do it
Okay, yeah.
like
You have room
like
for error. You can make those
exactly. You can do
mistakes.
error. No one gonna hear this. You can even upload songs, and
Yeah.
no one gonna judge you because you just started. But when they already see those big artists around you,
Mm-hmm.
and you upload a song and it doesn't sound good, there's like a bit judgmental thing.
course,
You know,
yeah.
it's pressure because like. And also, bro, I did more mistakes than wins, to be honest. Dude.
Okay.
Like I was so judgmental to myself, and I was understand. Okay, and now I have to do it every day. Learn. I was buying courses, like buying some, like go to some like meets, like you know those master classes and stuff. And I didn't understand half what the people was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I kind of do the same, but it was still like a math to me, like you know.
Okay.
So, and I was just like, no, okay, if I want to keep those artists, I have to be reliable, because otherwise they're just gonna go to someone else, and
Yeah.
that's it. So yeah, this was maybe the hardest part at the beginning, because I had no room for errors, as you said.
Right.
How long did that last? You know, that feeling of, oh, okay, I'm such a beginner. I cannot make mistake. All
Bro,
pressure is on me.
till the first number ones.
Okay, and how long into making music was that?
Uh, let's say 2 years.
2 years.
Bro, my
But
first.
2 years, some people say not much, but imagine 2 years of constant pressure.
Yeah, that is,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was like almost like my 9 to 5 job, but it was like 9 to 9 job instead of 9 to 5.
Always the long hours, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that I'm so lucky because I really get all those big guys around me who really help a lot. So even when I did mistakes, there was no worries. Our engineer gonna fix it. Just do your thing, and then we're gonna do our thing. Because I was really worried, like, oh, I recorded with the high gain or recorded with the low gain.
Yeah.
Especially I had no, because now we have like almost 100K equipment, so I can.
Yeah.
I can see, I can know the gains. I know that the compressor gives you some gain, the amp gives you some gain, this, that, and I know that where my gain should be to mix it nicely. Before, I could record it at -15 or like -2, -3, and I like wasn't sure like what's the problem, like why it doesn't sound good
Yeah,
as I wanted it.
For those who don't know, for use -15 basically is really really quiet.
Yeah,
-3 is
-2.
pretty loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't like I couldn't get the middle part because
Yeah.
I don't like how the middle. So if I going too loud, it start to clipping or starts
Yeah.
like some harshness, something.
Yeah, it's
But
fair.
when I recorded -15, which was like looks good to me, but then I understand that I have to put a lot of gain on the plugins and stuff.
Yeah,
to
on the
bring
way
it
out,
back to
mix
the-
down.
So
it's
now
harsh.
I really like do the gain staging on the record part, which is I don't really have to mix
Agreed.
songs after it.
Yes,
so I just need
absolutely
to
agree.
clean it a bit, like put some effects, like, and
Yeah.
that's it.
That's
'Cause
pretty much it.
before I used to do a lot of mixing stuff, like a lot.
Mm.
Instead of now, I just record it like correctly, so you don't really have to mix. Like you don't have to really put gains on it. You just have to be saturated, and sometimes even I just put the gains back from the
Okay.
gain staging point. Because before
fair.
it was my biggest issue, I think, because I always was struggling. Oh, did I record this well? Or what they gonna say? Well, if now they're gonna send this record to some huge engineer and he gonna say, "Oh, I'm shit,"
Okay.
you know, and all this stuff. I was so scared about this thing.
Fair.
So I was like, and the thing is, I always was watching some other guys, and some of them was recording -15 something, and they good. Some of them was recording so high, but the thing is, I didn't like take. So they have everybody has different gear.
Yeah.
You know, so now I can record in -4. It's gonna sound good because
Yeah.
I know how to play with my hardware.
Yeah.
Fair.
But before, when you have only a sound card and some cheap shitty amp, you doesn't really know what's gonna be an outcome.
Oh.
So, like, learning this, how to do the gain staging properly. Was that through like someone special through a course? You mentioned some that, or was it just trial and error
It was
over time?
everything a
It
bit,
kinda-
because the thing is, I did a lot of courses as well. After I already had big songs out, I realized like, oh no, I have to get some like educational stuff, because like I'm just doing something how I feel it, and it's not always right, because I had no that big experience of like hearing stuff.
Okay,
as
so
now.
ears were not there basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So was thinking that it's fine, but then like now I'm listening to those number one songs, and I was like, oh, bro, it's bad. Like how
It's
I
always
did
like
this.
that. It's always
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like also I was, as I said, I always was in the studio, so I always can watch. So I even worked like, for example, in signature studios where we had like three guys in the room. So I was a recording engineer, there was a producer, and there was a mixing engineer. So and we was like connected. So I just recording it. He's trying to get the stems, he mixed them, and the guy like play with the beat. So I always can see like, oh, what this like. He has this plugin, he put it in this way and things like that, and I always try to follow, and it was the biggest mistake because I always try to copy someone else's style, and like it's not always work. Sometimes it's work, but still it's like it's not something where you feel like, oh, I did a good job. You're just like, oh, I copied his like things, his settings, and I was like, why it doesn't sound the same like as his sounds? Because it's not
Right.
about this, because he just know his workflow, and now like I don't care, I can put like, it sounds a bit stupid, but now I don't really care in which part I put which plugin. So I just know that I gonna. It's more about gain staging now, and more about like audio recorded is nice as possible. Also, I have like also my plugins, which is like I know that what I'm gonna do with them, and I just it was like from this engineer I took this, I copied this, doesn't work. From this one, and then I copy this, doesn't work. From third one, doesn't work. And then I just start, okay, I like how this plugin sounds. I like how this plugin sounds. I like how this plugin sounds. Then you get your unique shit. Like, and now even
Right.
people see my workflow. They're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, that, this? Because like this is how I feel. I don't try to do it like as someone else doing it. So and also I do a lot of with parallel thing. Like I have like, if you see my project, I have like 8 buses.
Yeah, I know. We
So
talked about it.
instead of like putting the plugins on the track or in the bus, like in the group, I just do a lot of like buses with different plugins, and I just
So you
turn
do
them
all
a
the same.
bit like so once is not set. So now I'm trying to do less than more
Yeah. Okay.
instead of before.
Which is
Nice,
often
yeah.
more often than not, especially these days, you hear that. But because you already touched the base of the style, your personal, because and I've said this many times on the show. I said it many. Aleks said it as well. Producers, mixing engineers, people who consider to be who consider to put less input on the song. Like obviously, like, guitar is recorded like that with that type of this effects chain and so forth and so on. But like I always thought that mixing engineers, mastering engineers, producers also always had and have the creative input and their own saying and adding into the song. How did you go about, like you did say like, yeah, I just like this and that, but because you said that your ears also were not there, what was that conversation that you had with yourself that helped you to find the way that, okay, this is what I like, this is why I like, and this is how and when I'm gonna use it?
To be honest, I have to give a big credit to my ex-girlfriend because we used to live together, and she was like a engineer, producer, singer as well, and she studied in a lot of unis and stuff. And I hired her to work on my studio back in the days, and she was like literally on the, like she was much further than me in mixing stuff, and she always was like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, like this sounds too harsh, sounds too this, and we was living together.
Why you look at me like that? You have the PTSD from me or something?
So yeah, and she literally was correcting me a lot, like in terms of EQing and stuff, and so she really can hear. She was like a perfect, how you call this?
Perfect pitch.
Perfect pitch and stuff, and she really can like, I just play the song, and she can say, oh, there is like a 500 is like missing, or it's too much or something. And I was like, what are you talking about? It sounds good. She said, no, you have to go and fix it. And that was a big credit. And to be honest, she a bit ruined my confidence.
She a bit ruined your confidence.
Yeah, for sure, because I was feeling like, oh, I'm bad, because everything what I showed her, she was like, no, this bad. She wasn't like, she never was like, oh, this sounds good. She always like, this sounds bad, this sounds bad, this sounds bad. But the general doesn't really like make me happy. Like,
Okay.
oh, if something sounds bad, I want to fix it.
Okay.
So, and that was the biggest conversation because I was so unconfident. Now, okay, maybe I scamming people, like I doing everything wrong and stuff
Best of
like that.
imposter syndrome, yeah.
Yeah. And then I just like realized that it's not about that. Like it's wrong. It's like, I mean, once you how to explain that? Once you know all the mistakes that can be made,
Mm-hmm.
you just even if you do them, you already know that there is a mistake. So it's more about like I already know what kinds of mistakes I can do in this song, so I just not gonna do them. Like,
So basically, that you develop that intuition. Right,
yeah. So I
okay.
already know that I can mess up. I'm not thinking like, oh, how I can make it sounds better. I think what mistakes I couldn't like, I can just avoid
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, oh, before I just like, let's make it loud, let's make this, let's make this. Now I just can hear like, okay, this song is not bad enough. I just have to make it a bit more better
Mm-hmm.
and just don't do those certain mistakes
Mhm.
as other engineers gonna do, just following like this style of
Okay.
something, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Makes
and
sense.
no, bro, I was like so judgmental to myself about this thing, like about the mixing. That's why I don't like to mix anymore, cause like it's just like I
Interesting.
rather gonna give to someone to mix
Okay.
it instead of gonna mix for my like the big songs. I mix. The thing is, when we record all the songs, they already mixed on the way of the recording.
Yeah, I'll be putting a lot
Yeah,
of on the
so
way
all
in,
the
and mix is much
ad-libs,
easier always.
all the ad libs, everything like the panning stuff, the gain staging stuff, the effects, and all of this, it skips the same,
Mm-hmm.
but still I send the wet and dry stamps to other engineers so they can, as you said, like avoid my mistakes for this
Okay.
and the recording stuff. So it just for me just and it gives you more confidence because I know, okay, I don't have to. It's less pressure on me
Mm-hmm.
instead of like this song is gonna be completely on me. So I know I did a lot, like, and he can keep my ad libs, or he can keep my like steps, or he can keep my panning, but he just gonna remove something, or he just gonna clean up the double, or he's just gonna do
Mm-hmm.
something else. So it's much more easier to work like that for me instead of like, because like always it was always for me like a complicated thing to master after a mix
Yeah, I agree with
or
you. I agree with you. For me, it's the same.
yeah, because I just do more mistakes instead of like, you know, because it's already sounds good for me when I doing the mixing
And you
stuff.
can't really add much more.
Right, and I just trying to add something just to make it louder or make it like more cleaner or something,
Fair.
glue something. But like I already so used to this mix because when I'm mixing, I already like I stopped. For example, I stopped doing compression and masters because I already have a lot of compression in the mixing stage.
Mm-hmm.
So the beat, like there is a parallel compressor on kicks or drums on the melodies. Then it's like compression voice,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. So then when it's already like glued together, is if I put even more compression, I just don't like the output because
Mm-hmm.
it's or it's too compressed or it's like something wrong with it. I just
Okay.
can feel like even that's why I just switched to completely the analog gear because now it's just something new to me and like gives me again joy to mix because now I can play and it's just something different about it. I just don't like to mix anymore on software. It's not about even it's not even
He's a
about
he's
like
a big advocate of digital stuff. I'm big advocate of analog stuff.
yeah, so it's mean I can do good in software, but it just don't bring me joy. It's just like I just like following the pattern, but
Yeah,
when
you can throw in the preset and that's it.
it's not even about the preset. It's more about just like I like the outcome of the analog gear, not because it sounds different or something. There is some magic in it. I don't know how to
There is
explain this,
magic. There
you know,
is a
and
magic,
it's
and
always
amen,
different.
amen.
Even when I like put my mixes on the mastering stage through the Manly compressor,
Mm-hmm.
it's already give you some kind of I know, but I can hear some saturation,
Well, yeah,
some gain.
the analog compressors, especially. I agree with you.
Yeah,
That's a
so
different beast for sure.
exactly. So, and you can hear that it's not even about the EQing; is it give you some, and it's already gluing it more than if I gonna do a master thing
Fair.
in a software. So I mean, it's different, bro. Like I know like big mixing guys who never use analog master. They say, "Oh, it's useless and it's just useless spend of money," which is fair because their mixes sounds amazing, but
Yeah.
it just become boring. I'm the guy who never. I can't finish like one thing. I always jump in a new thing. So when I'm good enough on one thing, I don't want to become like a best mixing engineer in the world. I already okay. I'm good enough in mixing. Now I have my clients and stuff. I want to do more production side. When I do a more production side, I know don't want to be like a best producer in the world or something. I was okay. Now I want to like move to the studio more the analog gear side just to know more about that. Then also as we work with you, I enjoy more like putting people instead of doing everything by myself. I rather gonna bring a lot of different people and just like lead this thing or just like even it just brings me different joy, like you know,
Yeah.
just always finding joy in this music because I'm so ADHD. And when I do something the same for a while, I start to hate it.
Okay.
And same, and after when I already passed this the side, I passed this studio analog side. Now we do like more like old school productions.
Sessions, yeah, like
Right,
with
like it's
musicians,
called
yeah.
like a producer from back in the days when he just bringing people in. And once I settle in all those things, I again have joy to mixing stuff. It
No,
brings
that's
back me
nice.
back to this. Okay, now I passed this process, so now I have some joy to bring it back. Like I have some
That's
passion
nice.
to do it again. I'm not doing it again. I just doing with different perspective.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
because same like I can mix something, but for example, I mean I just don't like the how wide is it or something, and I can just send to some other mixing engineer, oh can you put your thing on it, some analog wideners or something just to make it more wide, or opposite like when it's like to because I really do everything over saturated over because I do all my mixes like -7
Okay.
loops always.
Pretty
Minus,
relatively low, I would say.
yeah, but
Considering that everyone's trying these days to get it really high, really loud.
yeah, I spent so much time to get to this point because usually like all my mixes was nice, like in -10, then -12, then I do the mastering part and I just like completely destroy the mix because I trying to get to this -7. So now I'm more getting to -7 in the mixing stage. So I just leave headroom on each group. For example, like I do like mine. I just start to mix the vocals, everything in -6 already, or the drums in -6 already, and then I just like see okay, this is like -12 now the mix. So when I start the mastering part, when I export the files for the mastering part, I just can add a bit of everything together. So I get in a bit more volume, and then now it's easy to get -7 because you leave
Okay.
the headroom before that. So
That's a good point. Really,
Yeah.
for guys, write it down.
Yeah. On a bit of a different note, I'm thinking like you're talking about what you talked about some of the artists and a bit in the other episode of beats. You're making a lot of beats and working with artists, but it seems like you also have a good network of other recording engineers,
lot,
mixing,
yes,
mastering
yes.
engineers. So I was just thinking, do you have any specific way of reaching out to people, networking? Is it usually Instagram or social
usually
media?
most of them studios. Like I met most of the people in the studios. I'm not
Okay.
really into the texting guy, bro. If you go through my DMs, like there is like hundreds of people, and I just really when I read those messages, I get anxiety. I just
Yeah.
want to quit, and that's it. Because I'm so bad into it. But it's more about like I met so many people in the studios. Also, those artists, they always already had some engineers, already had some mastering engineer, producers. So we just always was in connection because I have to send stamps or something. Then I heard the outcome. Then I can reach him. Oh, bro, like I like the song. I have another project. Let's do it. Because for example, like some big artist came and we record something, or he bought the beat. We made the beat, and then it's like, "Are you gonna send it to my? Can you send it to my mixing engineer?" So sure. And then when I like the outcome, then I just can skip the artist and it's like, oh, bro, like I really like the outcome. Can you mix for this guy as well?
Fair.
Or something.
just out of, if you're cool with that, do you mind just sharing for the viewers? What are the, like, just the name, few names, if you don't mind?
And mixing engineers.
Just any artist who you work with, of like either as a
Oh,
producer,
I mean,
recording, engineer,
kind of
mixing.
From like, as you see, my biggest scene is Russia.
Yeah,
the
obviously the
moment.
Russian speaking
Yeah, it's not
population.
even, it's like more of like all the post-Soviet Union stuff.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I work a lot with UK guys, but still the biggest numbers is Russian
The
numbers.
Russians. And
So-
those would be from people.
Yeah, so it's like my main guy with who we work almost every day is maybe Obla Diet.
Yeah.
We literally recorded maybe like our 3 albums.
Yeah,
With
you do.
him.
Relatively recently, you did something with him, just released like a month ago, around that time.
Bro,
Right?
we really, like, this guy is so quick. So we literally, he comes, we can record like 3 songs per day. Next day, the music video. Week after the song is out.
Oh wow.
So yeah, this guy is.
It takes
so quick.
effort and efficiency to make
He
it,
literally
guys.
doesn't waste time at all. This guy is so quick in working. So he just literally coming, and we can, like, we have this song with the French guy Enzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just literally came to the studio, and he did the verse, and like, oh, there is a guy who offered me a feature like few weeks ago. So bring him to the studio. So what now? So yeah, sure. Now we just texted him 2 hours. The guy came, recorded the song. We just was filming a reels for Instagram, but it turns out the music video went out in a week, and now we got like few millions on it, or like 1 million something. So.
Yeah, the numbers
Easy.
are really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, this guy is so quick. Also, Lil Crystal. Also, the guy with who I started to work at the beginning, who was like literally one of my first big artists with who I worked. It was Arnie. There's actually another producer. I have to give him a credit because he brought me a lot of. He's a producer, and he brought me a lot of artists to record on his beats and stuff. So he brought Fiduk. And there was a time when I didn't have clue what I'm doing. I was just recording, trying to mix this, and I was like, what the fuck? This guy gonna hate me. Like, definitely he gonna hate me. I'm so bad. But it turns out that we're still in touch, still working.
That's
so
good.
yeah.
That's good.
Fiduk, also, who else? Markul using our studio a lot. Sometimes I help him with the recording stuff. But he's more like, he doing everything by himself. And also we did with Morgenstern, we do a project. Also, who else? Bro, there is a bunch of them. Like, I can't really.
That's
Oh,
nice.
that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
so-
Well, it's a, again, as you said yourself, even though it's a specific group of artists, Russian speaking community most, but because you went through, and I've seen you at work, and at this point I know, even though maybe you are not maybe necessarily feeling fully comfortable at the moment or confident, you know what you're doing, and you are really good at creating at this stage, definitely creating a nice atmosphere around yourself, the artist. Everyone feels safe, welcome. But because you've went through the stage where you were not necessarily familiar with the process, what would you say at this point can be biggest things that beginners, anyone who's starting working with somebody or for somebody in music, can take when it comes to working, collaborating on any capacity as a producer, as a mixing, as a recording? What would you say, like, that's the biggest things that I wish I knew earlier?
As you said, maybe the atmosphere, because most of the artists who I work, we like kind of become friends. So we're going out, we're seeing each other outside the studio and stuff. Of course, it's not really possible in the beginning, even like kind of money wise. You can't really afford the things what the big artists are affording. Like, you can't go out to some expensive restaurants and stuff like that because you feel like broke.
Yeah.
So it depends on which stage you are. Because for example, the most important thing, bro, build a studio. Like, if you don't have a studio, like, that's the part gonna bring you artists, because not really like everyone are gonna go to someone's bedroom and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
even if you're not good in something, but you can provide something, Like, you know, can provide the space for creating his thing. He maybe doesn't even need you. He can bring his own record engineer or something. But still, if you're gonna see that you're a good guy and stuff, he's gonna be in connection with you, and then he's gonna bring someone else. Or, for example, as it happened with me, like it's just word of mouth, right? So there is a lot of artists like who just suggest me to other artists, like because they come to London, like, oh, we want to record something, and they ask those big artists, oh, where do you record? And they just send them to me, and they can even come like with their own engineer, with their own producer. I don't care. It's more about like I'm gonna have a good time with them, like. So it's more about the atmosphere and just I don't know, like, bro, it depends what you want to do. If you want to do a mixing engineer, it's different. If you want to do a producer, it's different. If you want to, like, do this old school kind of producer, who just bring every, like, DJ Khaled type producer, it's different. So you can just have a good. So now, I just have a bunch of producers. And for example, if I like his beat, and the artist just, I can ask me, oh, do you have some beats? Like, and I have bunch of people who sending me beats like, oh, can you show this to him? Can you show this to him? Can you show this to him? And of course I can if I listen, like I heard those beats are good, then why not? I'm not like jealous person, like, or something. As I was before, like I was like, oh, I have to do everything by myself. Like, you know, and I try to, like, you know, I try to concur with other producers, like, oh, I have to be better, or I can't give him my client or something. Now I don't care, bro. Like, it's opposite. Now I rather gonna bring you in, so bring more people in, like, and they're gonna respect me, and also those artists gonna know, oh, this guy has some people behind him who can send him nice beats and stuff. And also, like, I can get my cut from it or something. Like, for example, if the beat was sold for like £1,000 or something, then even those producers gonna like send me like 25%, just because without me they wouldn't even get in touch with this artist. I never ask for that, but most of the times happen like that. So I just get my cut, even if I sell someone else beat to the artist, just because I know the beat is good and it fits to the artist. So why should I do something different if there is a beat already? We're gonna like it. So it's different, bro. It's very, very different. Like, there is no like one right way to do it. Like, some mixing engineers, bro, they sitting, like, they never go out, and they have like thousands of clients. They never see those artists, but they work with them. I know artists like who work with those engineers. They never see them in their life.
Wow.
I'm like, and
That's his dream. Never go anywhere and just
yeah. Like, there is some people and they're much more successful than me. Like, and they never seen those artists. Like, I'm different. If I don't see a person, I don't have this connection. I don't even really. I don't have online platforms to sell beats or something. I never sell beats online, YouTube or this stuff, because it just. I don't know. It's just not like, I don't do music about. It's not about the money. I just like the process. You know, when you're like with the artist, I like. It's for example, it's like the same thing as you hanging up. You're just hanging up in the studio, and you, instead of drinking, you're doing music. For me, you know, it's more about this kind of thing. So
that's good.
Nice. Yeah.
But a bit as a bulletproofing when you are getting into the work. Because now I'm pretty sure you have seen different things. You witnessed different things. Are there any, let me like ask differently. Is there anything that you would like to say out loud to like maybe warn up and coming musicians, produce like, hey, unfortunately, they're like bad people. They might do this. So be careful. Watch out for that and that.
There's a lot of jealous people, you know. So there is a lot of jealous people who just always gonna talk shit about you and stuff. I mean, some of the shit can be true, right? Even like none of us is perfect. Like, same as me, I did a lot. I'm still doing mistakes. Like, but maybe there's a lot of bad and good things. But to be honest, like, don't be distracted like by partying, drugs, alcohol, girls. All these things gonna drag you down one day. Like, you're gonna, there is no way you're gonna like complete your path while you're gonna be distracted with all those things. Also, because this is a sweet part of the music, right? As well, when you go get to those parties.
The last, like, I guess so.
But still, it can drag you down so quick. Like, so just focus on this thing, and like, the bad part of it that you've like unfortunately you have to sacrifice your life for that. I mean, that's my opinion. If you want to be really good in this thing,
Yeah, it takes
and
time.
it's not even takes time. You have to sacrifice relationship. Like your girl gonna be mad on you. Like I had a relationship for like 5 years, which is just was destroyed because of music. Because I had to decide, like, okay, I stay at home today, or I go to the nights, like for night sessions,
Mm-hmm.
and I choose night sessions. And always when I choose not the night sessions to stay at home, I always like feel like embraced, like I given up on my dream for a person. Which of course it's okay because you have to respect your family and stuff. But once you don't have kids from her, then like why?
Okay.
Like so, and then I like so many my relationship just was ended because I was just staying in the studio nighttime. Jealousy. You have like nice artists, like good looking artists. The girls never gonna take it. They say
Yeah,
they
it's
always
hard.
gonna make you feel like, oh, you're cheating or you this that.
Okay.
So this is thing where you have to sacrifice. You have to choose. Okay, I want to have a stable life, or I go like all in. But if you go all in, you have to go all in. It's not like halfway all in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like oh, I'm gonna have a girl waiting on me at home, crying, but I still gonna do my music. It's gonna distract you one day. It's gonna just drag you down. And also the same thing with the uh, same thing with like if you're not gonna go for some night sessions. So like for example, I felt bad a lot of times when I have to go for a night session. But those big artists was a big opportunity for me.
Yeah.
Like I never worked with them before, and that's how I met Obadiah as well. So now we are good friends. Like we're seeing each other almost every day. But before that, it was just a he just called my friend. Like he's need to have a night session. He has his own engineer. He couldn't do the night session,
Mm-hmm.
and I had my girl who was mad as fuck. Like please don't go. I want to stay. Like stay with me. And I said I have to go. Like come on. We had a
Yeah.
crazy conflict, but still I went, and now that's I have outcome from that. I'm not saying that you have to drop your girls, no, but you just have to decide that if you're going all in, you have to go in because you can. If you're not, you're gonna stay at home. You're gonna miss a lot of chances. Like same as it happened with me. And the other part, I felt all this bad. So you always was texting like she's mad on you. Like where are you? Where are you gonna get home? And you got distracted from music. So you can't really fully be creative because your mind not here. Your mind in the phone thinking like,
Mm.
oh, she's mad on you. So there's the bad parts of music things. So you can't once you settled, it's different. Once you already making enough money to pay your bills,
Mm-hmm.
to don't do this night sessions. Of course, now I can cancel any night session. I don't care. Sorry, bro. Let's do it morning, or let's do day after tomorrow because I have my own plans.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I know these guys like they're not kind of need me, but they prefer to work with me than with someone else.
Yeah.
But to get to this stage, you have to sacrifice something. So I sacrifice a lot for that. My mental health, my relationship, my like physical health, because you're not sleeping right. You fuck up your schedule. You have to do this if you want to do this. But once you get to some like more settled stage, when you have like some artists, network and stuff, of course you can cancel a lot of things. So you can like choose something what is more about the heart than about the job.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, like I couldn't do it.
And you already mentioned the focus, the importance of focus, and you mentioned before about your interesting thing that you used to do with beats, no longer than 30
Yeah.
minutes per
Yeah.
beat. So, and you already is that the ADHD type of thing, or are you just like
Definitely, bro.
playing, experimenting with how did you come? Because like I remember seeing it for the first time. I was just like, I see you working. I just sit and hang around, but you see constantly every 30 minutes, you just turn off the timer and you restart it. So where
Yeah.
did that come from? Like, because it's a very, and I know personally a lot of people who are struggling or like they have issues similar, right? They're trying to find their own balance and they're trying to figure out what works for them. So how did you come up with that? Because and what I talked about before, finding your own style. In a way, this is your own style. How you do the work.
So I'm so really like I can get distracted so easily. Like some phone call, something, or I gonna go get a coffee or something. For this timer, it's just like it's like a small cell for me. So I know once it's on, I can't touch my phone. I can't go nowhere. I can't pick up the phone. Sorry. But now this half an hour, I have to be focused on this thing. And also the other part about that after half an hour, if I'm doing a beat, I just doing some things which is not necessary. So because all the main part can be done by half an hour. After you just starting to add something, changing something, coming back to the beat, some change, something what already was good, but you're just annoyed and you want to change it. But it was good. So why you would change it? Just because you're already tired of listening to the same pattern. So let me change this snare, let me change this hi-hat, let me change this instrument, something. And instead of doing this, just start a new song and use another instrument in the new song. So, and this works for me because I literally was changing a lot of things, a few hours, blah, blah, blah. And then the outcome of the beat was worse than the beginning. Like in the beginning I enjoyed much more than I'm enjoying it now after 2 hours of doing something and it like effects or something. So instead of this, I just know, okay, this half an hour I'm doing that part. And then whatever I did, it sounds bad, but I gonna do like in 5 hours. Okay, I do like half an hour, 15-minute break. Half an hour, 15, and this 15 minutes I can do whatever I want. Use my phone, like go to get the coffee, call someone, scrolling Instagram, doesn't matter. But I know, okay, this 15 minutes dead. Now I have to go back to the work. Otherwise, I'm gonna be always scrolling and it's gonna be a mess. And then I start something new with the fresh ears, with the fresh mindset, and I just like, okay, now let me do completely something different. Or if I wanna, like sometimes, I can hear a song, okay, I wanna do something similar. So I can just do like 5 same songs in half an hour. They're gonna be all the same. I can even use the same pattern of the midis, like same hi-hats, same kicks or something, just different melodies. But I just wanna get something similar. And then, like in end of the day, you have like 5, 6 different songs, and out of 5, 6, one gonna be good. One good songs per day is already.
It's a good
yeah.
math.
Yeah,
Is
right.
a good math.
And then in end of the week you have like 50 songs. And after the 50 you're gonna have like 3, 4 good song beats or something. You can go back to them, finish them, send to the artist or something, and get paid. Instead, and you like 3, 4 beats per week get paid is like 4K. So you already settled, you're good. Like better than 9-to-5 job. Instead of like sitting on one beat the whole day. Of course, it doesn't work maybe with like some other genres, right? If you do like some, bro, but it's work even in metal. It's works even like in jazz.
Yeah.
Like you do just as we work with Morgan, right? So we just did 5 songs per day.
Yeah.
Like we just like did this song. We didn't try to make it perfect. What's the point? If you're gonna make it perfect, we're gonna spend a week to make it perfect. Instead of let's do just 5 different songs, we're switching, and now our energy recovering with each song because we feel again this feeling, oh, I like it, I'm not tired of this song, like creating something new instead of I trying to get something perfect.
That's a good point.
I really can kind of feel that too. It could be nice to try that thing, just like actually set a timer for when you, like when I get an idea.
You can benefit from that, I think.
When I get an idea, usually it's I sit down and I do the basic things, maybe get some drums, some bass, do the guitar, whatever I initially, what was the idea, but I find myself very quickly just falling out of the momentum. So it just, I end up not liking it or whatever. It's just creativity just
it's more
plummet.
about your mind, because like you can don't like some key out there, like you did a nice guitar riff, but there is like one key which I would like to change it, and you just keep playing it. But after, if you listen back like in few days, you might like, oh, actually it's not bad. It was okay. So instead of by this time while you was changing this one key, you could have done like 3 more songs.
No, so that's probably definitely a good thing to do, just set a specific timer, even though like it makes a lot of sense for kind of what you do, but it's seems a bit odd to do in other situations. But I guess
it's not, again, not applicable everywhere.
No,
but I personally would highly encourage
At least try
Lots
it
of
out.
people to try.
Yeah,
I did a similar thing when I
Mhm.
was because piano was my first instrument. As majority of kids, we hate classical music, in particularly classical piano. And I had I switched school in 5th grade to like a specialized music school, and nobody in my family is a musician. Nobody understands music. Nobody knows nothing. But I had to practice, even though I hated it at the time. My mom, she used to do the same thing. She used to put a timer, 25 minutes you have on, 10 like break, 25, 10.
Yeah.
And she, even like 2, and it worked. I'd say like that year I progressed a lot. Though big shout out to my mom, because she was also sitting next to me, making sure that I actually practice in the 25 minutes. But I personally know that it does work. Play with it, around with it.
It keeps you disciplined, you
yeah,
know?
and
then,
discipline is very
and
important.
also, there is
especially
like
music.
this is a reward thing. You know that after each half an hour,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a reward. So you can go out for like get the coffee, as I said, get some drink, something, come back. You
That's
know that
good.
okay, I have to finish it. There's not like thing. Oh, I have a whole day for the beat. No,
Yeah.
you know that okay, I have a half an hour, and also it develops to work quick. So now I really do this very quick, and then I have more time to spend on the mixing part or just more like creative stuff. Because now I know, like, hey, I need just the basic pattern. I need this guitar. I need this synth. I need this pad. It's just basic, like 4 chords of something. I know that I'm gonna put this one shot on this MIDI pattern. Like, I'm just gonna play these kicks, snares, drums, whatever. And then like by the time you're just doing it so quick, this is like your mind just doing it automatically, so you don't even think about that what I have to start from. Okay, I do this that, ready, and then okay, I can change the chords, I can change something else. So I do the basic pattern. As you see, I always work first on the hook. I never start a song not from the hook. I always have a hook ready, and then
You build around it.
yeah, I pulled around. Okay, there's gonna be an intro, there's gonna be a verse, there's gonna be a bridge, blah blah. But the hook is always first because the hook makes me feel good. Okay, well, like we can do some cinematic music, which is different, right? Because you have to start like with the intro. But then, if you see a picture, for example, if someone wants to like some cinematic, if I see a video, it's a bit different because I'm more like trying to fit myself into the so I see the beginning. I wanted to put this in the beginning. This, but it's not always like that. So for the more commercial music part, I do the hook, then I detach the hook. Like okay, I can keep the same clap on the verse, or I can change the clap for a snap or for a rim, something, or I can just switch the hi-hats, make it slower, and stuff like that. So I have more room to think after because I know that I have like half an hour only. So I just do a hook ready. Then if I have time to finish it, okay. If not, then no, I'm gonna have at least a hook.
Well, bro, like even though for 7 years of doing this, I personally know, and because I seen you in action, I know we talked about this, and I now especially hearing your opinions and points on all these things. But for yourself, let's say 5 years time, where do you see yourself? What do you think future holds for you in 5?
I mean, to be
around
honest,
5 years.
before I thought that I want to be an artist anyway.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Have you ever, and do you see yourself on the
Yeah, because
stage?
now when I have everything around me, so I kind of feel that I can focus more to being an artist. But now,
I've seen you on stage. There were instances when you were brought to the stage.
I like the stage. Yeah, I like the stage part of the music. Like, to be honest, that's the most like rewardable part. It's not even about the first of all. Like you really like when you see those first numbers, like oh, this is the first like number 1 in the charts or something. It's like I made it, but it's nothing compared when you staying on stage. You see like 3,000
absolutely
people singing the song word by word. You forgot about those number ones.
Yeah,
You just now I made it. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, so it's
See that, yeah.
for me that's the most important part of this. So like I don't want to do music which is can be playable on shows and stuff. I just don't want to like that's why I don't like to do some EDM music or something, because it doesn't give me the same joy as when I see the people singing word by word your songs. Even it's maybe not your lyrics, but still
But
you can.
you had impact on that, absolutely.
Yeah,
You
right.
touched it.
So and you just understand it. So that's why I'm doing music.
Mhm.
There's no more any more reasons anymore. Before it was like okay, numbers looks cool, something right. Then money wise,
Yeah.
but then once you get to the point when you can stay on the stage, see all those people singing word by word each
Yeah.
song, like nothing else matters.
Well, that's a dream. I can
Yeah.
absolutely relate to
So
that.
I would like to just do some world tour with some of my artists. Like I would
Nice.
really want to do it in 5 years, maybe even earlier. Then I wanna build few. I would like to build the same like because you see our hub. We have like 4 studios in the building,
Yeah, yeah.
and I would like to build the same in LA and maybe New York, LA, and maybe somewhere else. Now I'm thinking about Asia, like China or something.
Yeah.
I would like
But
to,
expanding market expanding.
yeah, I would like to just now try to do the same as we did in Russia, but in different countries. Like I would like to do the same in China, Japan, something like more this not like America, like because it's
It's a
still,
different market. It's a different
it's,
world.
for me, it's like kind of the same thing as the UK. It's not the same, but I mean, it's like the same feeling.
Okay. Okay.
Right, but when you see, like, I would like to, for example, when you see UK like shows or US shows, it's kind of you have the similar artists, similar feelings, similar music.
I see what you mean. I see what
right?
you mean.
Right.
Okay.
But when you
okay.
do like this with Asian or with Russian, you can see the
well, that's
difference.
yeah. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I
Right.
agree with that.
You can really see the difference. So I would like to expand this thing, like just move around, like build some studios in different countries, try to get some number ones there, and I don't know, to be honest. Like maybe like open some kind of university or something with
like music related,
yeah,
like educational. Okay.
yeah, but more
Nice.
like more like more direct, as you say.
Direct
So,
in your way, basically.
for example, like just have some more like settled producer teachers or something, so the kid, so like some big producers to be like teaching instead of just some guys who just like
Okay,
know how
okay.
to teach,
I see.
and like just have like more kind of, I don't know how to explain. It's hard to say how I see myself. I have a lot of things what I want to do in music wise, and I have a lot of things I want to do. I hope in 5 years I'm gonna have a family and stuff, but if not, then I have to push the music thing. So I feel, because if I gonna make enough, like money wise, and I like gonna settle a bit, if I'm gonna start a family, of course it's not gonna be really possible to move around China
Yeah.
and like things like that. But if it's not gonna happen, then I would like to push as much as possible from the music.
I think that sounds like like very big, but absolutely very doable dreams as well.
Absolutely.
Aspirations, yeah, sounds great.
And speaking of, you said education, and would you mind just 3 things that you wanna put out to the world, that you just wanna 3 important elements, 3 important ideas, 3 things that you would like to, in a way, teach all the up and coming producers, engineers, that you think that, one,
So-
you wish you knew earlier, and 2, you want others to know from your experience and knowledge.
Yeah, first thing, maybe focus on the thing what you like, not the others. That's the really important stuff. Because so many people, especially producers, they do something what they don't really like. It's just cool at the moment,
Okay.
or it's like kind of commercial. So they pushing it instead of, and they losing their like inner child.
Okay.
Same as me when I started to do this trap thing, because I always love rock more. And now
Yeah, you're a rock guy, yeah.
doing like rock with the Morgan and stuff, I really enjoy it much more than any rap session in my life, even without the same impact on the session as I have on the rap sessions.
Mhm.
Still, I enjoy it just more. I was like, oh, I'm in the right place right now. Like that's what I want to do instead of like just doing something what you don't like, but you want to do just because it's like now it's like
It pays,
it,
basically.
no, you always have to do what like you always have to get paid for what you're
Of course,
doing.
yeah.
But I'm saying don't lose your inner thing while you start to do music.
Okay,
Right.
So you can do stuff or get paid.
but don't
But-
lose completely
Yeah,
your
but
true.
don't try to on like just follow the money. So
Okay.
still do your thing. Because I always used to do. I know what I get paid, and I know what I'm never gonna get paid. But I
Mhm.
just enjoy to do this, and this thing keep me balanced. So
Nice.
I don't lose like complete joy from the music.
Okay.
Because when you're just gonna like forcing the money, you're gonna lose the joy from the music when you're not gonna get paid. So what's the point then? If you for like just goes for the money, you're not gonna get this money. So one day.
Okay. What are the other two? Would you say?
So I mean, focus on your mental health a lot. That's the important part of this
It is
thing because you're
indeed.
gonna be judged. So many people gonna tell you that this is shit, this doesn't work. You're gonna why you do this, why you do that, get the normal job and thing. And you have to be stable to understand that this is only temporary. Like they saying this to you till the moment when you make it. They're gonna change so quickly. They're gonna say, "Oh, we always believed
Haters
in
gonna
you.
hate.
We always believed in you. Oh, we always knew that you're gonna make it." But of course, it's bullshit. There was like I remember each person who was telling me like, "Oh, you're never gonna make it." And now every time when I see them, I just bully them a lot. Like so, yeah. Just focus on your mental health and don't believe like just do it. Just do it.
What will be the last
third
thing?
thing. um, I mean, do it every day. Like, if you're gonna do it every day and like even something, you don't have to like always mix or always write something. You just learn something new always every day. Just like every single day, you work on something, and in by end of the year, you're gonna have a lot of knowledge, and you're gonna feel like much more confident in stuff. As you like, because some producer they like like they work once per week and stuff. They so good, but they work once per week and stuff. And then by in few years, I take in a long time thing now, not just like few months thing. So in few years you can see how those producers get lost and they're really so behind the new producers because the youngsters are so quick now, and they see music things like very different from us even. So because I have guys who like 15 years old and they crazy about it. They're just sitting every day doing like 20 beats per day and they doing crazy stuff. Like the new generation is they dangerous. So and if you're not gonna follow up with them, like you're just gonna lose in this game.
Well, brother, I personally can't thank you enough for being here,
thank you
for
guys for
sharing,
having
for
me.
sharing. This is very, very important for everyone in the room, other side of the screen, and
Yeah, thank you so
really,
much.
really
Thank you
appreciate
guys. Thank
you
you.
for coming.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
A
And
lot of wise
for
words been said.
yes, and for our incredible viewers.
So I'll see you tomorrow in the studio.
I'll see you tomorrow in the studio, but everybody else down there in the description, you can find all the information about Chris, about the studio, and
Check him out.
yeah, check him absolutely out. And I hope you wrote everything down. But once again, thank you very much.
Thank
It was
you,
Chris
guys.
E14. We are Tune Talkers. Bye bye.
Bye.